In 2015, we left the rat race and went to the farm. We bought a 100-year-old farmhouse and 9 acres. After 3 years of extensive renovations, we can finally call ourselves College Hill Farm.
Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today we're planting pole beans. Pole beans are our mainstay. We plant 4 different varieties. Today I'm going to plant a white greasy bean, which is our favorite. We like to make our shuck beans out of them. We also make shuck beans out of a little 6-week bean. That's a bush bean, and I'll show you that when we get to it. We're going to plant a speckled greasy, which is a brown greasy bean, which is a lot the same as the white, but just a little more nutty flavor. Then we're going to plant something called a lazy wife bean, which is a stringless bean. It's a little easier to put up. We just keep it because we like it. It's a little tougher. The hull's a little tougher. It's stringless, but we still like it pretty good. And finally, our old standard fall bean, what my grandfather would have called a fall bean, because the hulls are a little tougher. The beans have a different flavor. They're the flavor's just tougher. It's like an old Appalachian, tough. But anyway, I'm going to plant those. We plant them in our corn. So let's get started, and I'll show you how we do that. Now, if you go back and check out our pantry video, you'll learn that we've got plenty of beans in the freezer. They'll be good this year, coming, just like they were when we put them up last year. They're good for 2 years. It's not a problem with beans in the freezer. Also, our canned beans, we've got like 36 or 38 pints. So me and the wife, we're probably good for beans. So I'm growing these beans for seed, and I'll show you why. This is last year's beans, 2017 Greasies. This year is beans from 2012. I don't know how well you can see that. This is 2018, so these beans this year are 6 years old. Remember what I told you? 5 years is about what your beans are okay for. These beans came from these seed. Now it's time to replenish my seed stocks. I don't have to have beans this year, but I do want to secure my seed stock. So let me explain to you what I'm going to do. Now last year I just harvested a few beans for seed. The reason being is if I fool around and these beans die out before I harvest seed, I've lost them. So in 2017, almost every year I save a little seed. That way I can get my seed back if I have to in a year. So I'm going to plant these and some of these. I'll even retain some of these back. I'll keep maybe 50 or 100 seeds back out of this, so I don't lose seed. So next year I'll have seed in case these don't make this year. So what I'm going to do is I'll take another plastic bag, I'll take these and an equal amount of these and mix them together. That way, if some of these don't come up, I know these are all going to come up pretty much. They're going to be 100%. So I'll mix the two and I'll plant them in my earthway planter, and I'll show you how that is. Alright folks, here's how I plant my pole beans. The other day I took my tiller. You can go back and see that. When I brought it out, I was showing you how to set up the tiller so it was easy to till. The hand tiller, the hand rototiller, rear tine. How you set it so it's easy to till and doesn't work you to death. And my tiller didn't work, so then the next video was about how you fix the carburetor on it. So where it sat all winter and it was gummed up, I show you that. But you can see my corn here behind me. It still needs a little hoeing, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Corn's pretty resilient. I'll plant my beans, and then I'll come along and side dress that corn with fertilizer, a slow release fertilizer. And then when the beans come up, I'll make sure it's all hoed good. All right, now this plate is a bean plate. Of course, I'm planting my beans today. I took 2012 and 2017 beans and mixed them together in this bag and shook them up so that they're all mixed all together. That way, if I have some skips, let's say the 2012s don't come up, they're 6 years old. Remember what I told you, 5 years is about it for storing your seed. So if I plant these and they don't, and the 2012s don't come up, I know the 2017s are going to. Well, my corn is planted every 8 inches apart. This will put a bean every 3.5 inches apart. So what happens if one doesn't make? That means I'm getting a bean about per hill of corn, which is absolutely fine with me. And I'm saving seed. Now, these 2 rows that I'm getting ready to do here in the corn, they will give us a couple of bushels of beans. All right? So I'll have all kinds of seed and plenty to eat fresh. So don't think that I'll only get a couple of beans out of this. If all of these come up, that corn will be twisted up with beans. He'll have beans all over it. So, all right, enough of that. You just put the plate on. If you want to see how to use the earthway planter and set it up, you can go see my setup video on using it. But well, get in there. There we go. And lock it in. Now, all you want to do is you just pour these beans into the hopper. Put that bag in my pocket. I save those bags. Now, that's how many beans you ought to put in your earthway planter. Because any more than that, and they'll just start spilling out. Or start throwing them out as the wheel turns, it'll just pitch them out. So, enough talking. Get in the garden. Alright, I'm turned over here toward our corn and our onions. And this is all it takes to plant these. I love my earthway planter. This is so much easier than it was when I was a kid. All planted, and there's just a few beans left in the hopper. All right, on to the next thing. I'd like to thank you for visiting with us at College Hill Farm today. I hope you found our videos entertaining and or informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on both Facebook and YouTube. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.